Hi, Sweaty Jen back again. Today's video is going to be fun to make and I hope you have fun watching it. It's about celebrities who may have hyperhidrosis. I say may have because not a single celebrity has ever come out and explicitly said they suffer from hyperhidrosis before. So I thought this video would be cool to make because it shows even people who are seen as perfect or very successful from an outside perspective can suffer from the life-changing impact that hyperhidrosis has on our daily lives. The celebrities I'll be talking about today are Cameron Diaz, Halle Berry, Robert Pattinson, Steve Carell, Emma Stone, David Hasselhoff, Marco Rubio, Richard Nixon, and Mark Zuckerberg. So Cameron Diaz can be seen with pit stains in numerous photographs taken by people or paparazzis. She has also had speculation from gossip columns speculate that she has poor personal hygiene because of her visible sweat stains, and that is one of the big common misconceptions about hyperhidrosis, is that we have poor personal hygiene because we have sweat stains. So she probably knows our pain on that front. Halle Berry was proudly showing her pit stains on the Ellen DeGeneres talk show. It's likely that she gets these pit stains pretty frequently, and it's very brave that she just showed them to probably millions of people. Robert Pattinson actually admitted that he sweats like a bleeping crazy person. He was talking about filming an intimate scene with an actress called Julianne Moore, and during the scene he was sweating a lot to the point where he was catching sweat droplets in his hands so that they wouldn't fall on Julianne Moore. And also during filming, she asked him if he was having a panic attack because of how much he was sweating. And that's another big kind of misconception about us, is that we're anxious or we're panicking about something because we're sweating. Another celebrity with hyperhidrosis, or possibly with hyperhidrosis, is Steve Carell. He's a well-known sweaty person. He has multiple photos of him with sweat stains, and he's also had his profuse sweating pointed out in a couple of different interviews. Another celebrity is Emma Stone. She's a young actress. She said on the Ellen DeGeneres show that she was sweating all over Ryan Gosling during dance rehearsal for a movie they were filming together, but that he was a really nice guy about it. She also went on to say that this excessive sweating is a new and recent problem, that she's breaking out into an extreme sweat after just a minute of physical exertion. It is most likely that hyperhidrosis develops in adolescent years, but some people develop it after adolescence or before adolescence. There's no perfect age. So it's possible that she is developing hyperhidrosis, and I guess we'll have to see if there's further speculation with her. Another very sweaty celebrity is David Hasselhoff. He has numerous photos of big visible sweat stains. He's also had people, like eyewitnesses, comment on his profuse sweating. So it's possible that he could have hyperhidrosis. From this point of the video on, there's a little bit more information that was found about a couple of people in particular. So this bit will be a little bit more detailed. So the first person is Marco Rubio, and he was sweating profusely during a GOP debate in 2016. After his profuse sweating, Donald Trump was giving a speech of some kind, and he basically insinuated that Marco Rubio's sweating was disgusting, to which the crowd went wild with cheers. He also, I believe, insinuated that nobody would want to have a person who's sweating like Marco Rubio in a leadership position, and that's pretty hurtful as someone with hyperhidrosis to hear people verbalize those thoughts they have. that like sweating is kind of a sign of weakness or something. And it gets worse. So, in addition to Donald Trump calling Marco Rubio sweating disgusting and the crowd going wild about it, he also sent Marco Rubio a gift basket with towels and water bottles in it. And there was a note with that little goodie bag, and it said, "Since you're always sweating, we thought you could use some water. Enjoy." And it's like, yeah, people with hyperhidrosis love towels and we love water bottles too, but to have that kind of sent as a passive aggressive gift, that's bullying, I think, and it shouldn't be acceptable. Sweating, even for someone without hyperhidrosis, is something that is natural and completely out of our control. So my heart did go out when I was reading this story to Marco Rubio, because it totally brought me back to like my adolescent years and my childhood years when I would be getting bullied and the only insecurity they could really see was my sweating or my pit stains or what have you, and it would get pointed out. And so that was a big I got kind of mad when I was reading about this story. I looked further into it and I found out that there was some anger that came out of that incident, specifically from the hyperhidrosis community. Maybe some of my viewers were active in the hyperhidrosis community when this happened, but I'm glad that he didn't just get away with doing that scot-free. I'm glad people got angry about it and saw it as overstepping a line, because in my opinion, it was a big overstep of a line. In relation to Marco Rubio, another politician, Richard Nixon, was seen profusely sweating from his face during the 1960 televised debate he had with JFK. After he was seen with the profuse sweating, some people speculated that his sweaty face ended his presidential hopes. I personally just want to say, sweating, no sweating, don't let it get in the way of achieving your hopes. And I do hope that's not what ended his presidential hopes, but there was speculation, and it's just another testament to the negative connotation that is seen behind sweating. And lastly is Mark Zuckerberg. This was kind of what sparked my interest in making this video in a way. Was in early February, news broke that Mark Zuckerberg had his armpits blow dried by staff before his big speeches. This information was originally found in a book written by Stephen Levy called Facebook Inside Story. It basically said that before any of Mark Zuckerberg's big speeches, he has his staff blow dry his pit stains. And I've definitely blow dried my pit stains. Could you imagine like being so rich or something that you have somebody to do that for you? Anyways, so like I know I've blow dried my pit stains and other areas of my body before, and I was thinking, is this something that everybody does? Like, do normal people blow dry their pit stains or their clothes? And so I decided to ask a couple of people in my life who don't have hyperhidrosis. I asked one of them, have you ever blow dried your pit stains or anything? And he was like, no, like instant no, never. And then another was my friend who's a girl, and she's also never used a blow dryer to dry off sweat stains or her clothes. So I think that is a pretty clear, like, ding, 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 Mark Zuckerberg might have hyperhidrosis. This is again from a secondary source. It's not from Mark Zuckerberg himself, so we can only speculate, but I did kind of do a little testing around to see if normal people blow dry their clothes, and it was a no. Another instance of Mark Zuckerberg having profuse sweating kind of attached to him is during the privacy interview he did. I found this because it was posted back when it happened in the subreddit r/cringe. There was a whole thread dedicated to Mark Zuckerberg and his profuse sweating during this privacy interview. There were some assumptions made in the comments that he had smoked marijuana before the interview, and that's why he was sweating like that. There was a lot of speculation made that he was extremely anxious and jittery because of the topic at hand. And so those were some assumptions made, when in reality it's possible that he was sweating like that because of hyperhidrosis that was being exacerbated by the stressful situation that he was in. Basically, during the interview, the woman interviewing Mark Zuckerberg asked him to take off his hoodie, and he was like really, really not feeling it, really awkwardly refusing to do it. In the video I watched, the scene cut and the lady pretty much like was like, hey, are you gonna take off your hoodie? And he basically did this. So pretend like I'm being interviewed by this lady. She's like, take off your hoodie, take it off. And he goes like this. And then he kind of hesitates before he like reaches back and like quickly fumbles it off. And I didn't see any visible pit stains when the hoodie was finally off, but the shirt was kind of dark colored and the video was kind of low quality. So it's possible he might have had some there, but maybe they were still dried from his staff blow drying his armpits before he went out there. But anyway, in terms of how he took the hoodie off, I've definitely taken jackets and hoodies off like that when I'm not sure what it looks like in the armpit area. So I think that's another possibility. And he was very, very sweaty during that interview, that's for sure. So those were all of the celebrities that I was able to kind of dig up some sweating information up on. If you know of any other celebrities who may suffer with hyperhidrosis, please leave me name down in the comments below, and maybe we can make a whole nother video like this. And I hope you're all having a great week, staying dry, dealing with the sweating. Remember, you're not alone. I know how bad it feels, and with summer coming right around the corner, I mean, it's still a while away, but it's creeping up there. I'm starting to get nervous about the heat myself. So I hope everybody's staying as dry as they can, and talk to you soon. Bye.